Good morning to you all. I am Karen, CEO of FHRD, and I welcome you to today's webinar. FHRD is pleased to announce a collaboration with Automatizen, based in Italy, for these 3 webinars. Our speakers, Simone Sino and Andrea Dino Di Noia, co-founders of Automatizen, have prepared a great session for you all. A quick note to remind you that the presentation will be shared with all those who have attended the webinar. I wish you all an insightful session and I hope you will enjoy it. There will be a Q&A part at the end of the webinar, and you will also be able to write questions inside the chat, and then I will share them with our speakers. So in your good hands, we can start.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I will start introducing ourselves a bit, just for giving you a bit of context before giving.
Can you switch on your camera, Simone?
Sure.
It is switched on. It might be lost in the participants.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So
yes,
no, because I can't see you. I apologize. Okay.
Okay, no
Go
problem. No problem.
Go ahead.
So I will introduce us a bit. We are an AI transformation partner. What is an AI transformation partner? So we are a company. We are expert in AI, and our background is on the process side. So everything that is about the process engineering of companies in general. We are certified in a Lean Six Sigma, that is a methodology for continuous improvement in corporate. In the last year, we specialize with the usage of AI for any type of company. We work mostly with the United States as client, and a big part of our clients are AI, but not only, of course. Everything that is about HR is a particular sector, is very delicate, especially in the European Union, and we will do after also a little disclaimer about that. And everything that we will show today will be about how to use AI with a very low budget. Of course, most of you are companies here, so you will use in a professional way, but it's still a new topic. So the best way to learn is the practice and start using. So today we want to enlarge your perspective on the AI usage and everything that is you can do also with the free tool. Okay, in today's journey, we will see more example. We will go also a bit outside these slides, and we will show you some chat that we did with Claude. If just for giving you a bit of context, Claude is a competitor of OpenAI ChatGPT. Okay, so very easy. We use it simply because it's a bit more, let's say, is better for the purpose of what we wanted to show you today, because every chat and everything is specific for the purpose. Today we will see how to create a job description, how to do an analyzing of CVs. Of course, everything that we will show today are fake CVs, so not real information, but we use Claude itself to generate some 5 CVs for us, some resume. Will be how to transform conversations, so transcription of video call or interview into notes or actionable notes that you can use and put in your ATS. Post-interview communication, so everything that is about the emails or the communication after a specific interview, that we know that for your sector in the HR is a pretty critical topic, is something that it requires a lot of time for you. And everything that is, let's say, outside also HR, it affects every type of companies, the administrative efficiency. Any type of company have as a priority and as a bigger problem the repetitive administrative task that everybody does in their job, and any type of company don't know how much time they waste in this, and we will show also a specific example in this. Before starting, as I said, a little disclaimer. We know that in the European Union is active the AI Act. Is of course at the moment the law is pretty tolerant, but we know that we have to adapt and everything. What we will show today is the usage of free tool, or at least 20 euros tool a month, something like this. We don't suggest you to use it in a professional way like we will show you today, but use it as a training purpose. Of course, everything that we will show you today can be done in a professional way, simply adjusting the infrastructure and be compliant. But say that we can definitely proceed. I think that everybody understands this. I will start before giving you some example about something that everybody of you probably heard, that is the prompting. In this webinar, we will not touch too much, of course, this topic of prompting, because we should create lessons about it. There are courses entirely dedicated about the prompting, but I want to give a bit of context because is really important. Probably some of you did some specific courses, watched some lesson, or heard about how the prompt is important in having, at least in a ChatGPT or similar, a good result. One thing that I want to specify that is not the length of the prompt that makes the difference. After we will do also some example, but is the specificity. A lot of you, I see a lot of person, also to me happen in a lot of time when we use AI, write prompts that are very generic, imagining the AI have all the context and can read our mind. Because of course, these tools are very powerful, but are still machine. So we have to give all the context possible to let them work in a good way. So everything that is about the context. And to know how to do this, we will show to you a quick checklist to have in mind while prompting and everything that is correlated to using an AI. For an AI, let's say that there are 5 essential things that want to know. And after we will see also together some of these examples. And also in the example that we will show you directly on Claude, you can see how these 5 elements are present. The first, the most famous, is the context. A lot of prompting that are viral on social media start always with act as you are a specialist in sector. No, so that's important. That's actually something that for the AI is pretty useful. I use a lot of time this let's say this trick and can help the AI to understand a bit what we are doing in a specific task. So for example, to do this presentation, we use AI, of course, like everything we do in our day. When I use Claude to start brainstorming a bit how to do everything, I said, act as you are a team, because I wanted the AI to act as more person, as a team composed by a designer that is expert in a minimalistic Apple design, and a copywriter expert in the HR world. Like this, I give first of all the context and know the AI which type of professional figure have to act. The second is the task. So of course we have to say what the AI have to do. No, usually this is the only thing that people write. Honestly, no, you simply say I want you to do this, but that's only 1 point out of 5. That's easy. I don't have to explain. Of course, more details you give and better result you will have. The first is the input format. A lot of people miss this part that you can, especially in the last period, attach file. That's a more delicate part also, but you can attach file to AI chat and everything that is correlated to. So you can upload transcription of a private call that maybe you did with all the consent of every participant. And for example, me and Dino, before this webinar, we recorded the brainstorm together. We talk about each and every slide, and we give to Claude a transcription how every slide we want it to be. Like this, we give a very big context. We say how we should act. We say what we have to do. So we have to do this amount of slide for this amount for this webinar. And that's the brainstorm that we will find attached with the transcription of what me and Dino said about this. That's really important that this can save a lot of time, because I guess that before a specific task, a specific things, a lot of us do a brainstorm. Why not recording it? Now there are a lot of free tools. We will see some after. Output format. So we have to say how, of course, the AI have to generate this output. If I would say simply to Claude to generate a presentation, it would generate me the HTML. But I don't want that. I wanted to do with another tool the slides. I simply wanted a markdown. I wanted simply another prompt generated slide by slide that I could attach to Gamma. That is another tool that I use for doing this presentation. So I have to say, I need a PDF, I need a document, I need I don't know, we will see after we generated some React. So a lot of people don't say how they want the output. And that's a very important thing. Because the AI, yes, write down text, but we can ask, and we will see an example, also to generate directly the deliverable that we want to use. We want directly a PDF, we want directly an image. We can ask a lot of this stuff. And the last, and not less important, is that anything that is about the length, about the style, some specific constraints. Of course, if I didn't say to the AI to do 20 slides, 15 slides, 10 slides, how Claude can imagine how much I want the webinar. These are usually things that people really forget to ask, and only in the task. No, I need to do a webinar slides that I have to present to HR specialists. That this would be a random prompt that I can imagine people share with the AI. I didn't say nothing else, and that's also create difficulties. So we have to imagine the AI to be like a co-worker of us, like a personal assistant, and we have to provide all the information possible. As I said before, it's not important the length, but the precision. These 5 topics should be inserted every time in a specific prompt, at least in the first. After, of course, we can go much faster, and we will see. Common mistake to avoid, these are some example we already talked about, but like this after you can read also when you will have the slides. This is not good. This type of webinar, this is already this type, sorry, of prompt. This is already a good prompt, and you will see how the 5 points of the checklist are inside. Okay, the first example that we will do, and we will show to you, Dino will show to you a chat of Claude, is the generation of a job description. Of course, I will ask you not to how to say to see how we generated the job description, because of course you can know better than us, but the purpose is to show how we did and everything. So if you want Dino to share, I think will be more useful.
Absolutely.
I will interrupt in the meantime.
Try to share the other screen. Do you see it?
That's great.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So as Simone was saying, and by the way, hi and nice to meet you from me as well. As Simone was saying, it's incredibly important to prompt, but I will try to show you in the following chats how you can use AI really to do anything. A very important part is that we're now at this paradigm shift where people that start using AI are used to having to ask other people questions or other people to do things. So I have to convince you or I have to sell you that you have to do something for me. Instead, with AI, you can go towards the maximum level of laziness, basically, asking her to help you in anything you do. For example, we were talking about prompts. Don't believe that we wrote all of this. We just said, this is what we need to do. Ask me the questions that you need to write a very detailed prompt. And you will see this as we go forward. Now, I will try to point it out in every single chat. So again, we're now in the context where we have to write a job description. And we chose to do this for an AI engineer job opening, because this is a very new job, and I myself, as the HR manager, might not know enough about the position or about the industry, about the market, about the subculture of AI engineers. So should I go on the internet and look for information? Why not let AI help me? And so I go first, the context and the task. I'm the HR manager of a pharmaceutical company in Malta, manufacturing, distributor, and I give in the basic information. I need to hire an AI engineer. This is still context. That is going to be responsible for this, and this. Okay. And then I say task. Step 1, research phase. Help me find out who they are, salary expectations, work environment preferences, growth and career development opportunities. Tell me everything they want to see in a job description. Because most often they're focused on the company that needs something, but it's not on the person that is looking for something. And again, it's a sale. So I need to solve a problem that you have, basically. Step 2, information gathering. So go ahead and basically compact all of this and make sure, like write down, if I'm hiring an AI engineer, what does that mean? What technologies does he have to know? And then, only then, we build the job description. But we could have just said, write a job description, or we had asked AI, ask me all the questions that you need to write a very detailed job description. And so now I'm able to say, speak directly to what an AI engineer are looking for, the position, use engaging modern language, highlight the unique aspects, the format is the title, the about us, so you understand what I'm saying. So then AI goes ahead, looks on the internet, goes on the internet, looks for all these different websites and gets all the information. So step 1, research summary. This is what AI engineers are looking for. And you will be able to go ahead and stop the video and read everything. We're not going to read everything right now because it's going to be, I don't know, it's going to take 2 hours. But you can see all this information that I would have not had otherwise. And this is all focused on the person that is looking for a job. Step 2, 3 to 4 additional benefits to make your offer even more competitive. And it tells me the benefits plus, as I was saying before, everything that I need to have in the job description. And then I go ahead and say, okay, create the job description just like we were saying in step 3. And here, again, AI, I could ask him to just write some text just like this, and then I copy it and paste it in a new document, and then I format it with the color that I want, and then I put my company's logo, and then I put the bold and the highlights and the italics on the text. But why do that? We're in 2025, AI can do it. And so I go ahead and say, create a PDF with my company colors. And as you could see from the slides, ours are blue and white. And so this is the output of all this process. The time that it took, it might be, I don't know, 7 to 10 minutes, where I had to give my input for 30 seconds and just check that the answers were good. But here I have a PDF that I can go ahead and download from here. I have the about us, so the company, the opportunity, again, focus on the outside, what you will do, what we're looking for. And again, you will be able to stop the video and read more in detail, what we offer, why Malta, how to apply, and all the context information.
There is another thing that I want to add. In the 5 topic that we said before, the mental checklist to have, there is an extra one that we try to use it few because it's difficult to use it. That are the examples. Here we can simply send and attach another job description that we did, because maybe we have a standard type of formatting, we have specific type of colors, we have a style of doing it. So we could do respecting the privacy and everything, of course, we could attach something that we already did, like this, the AI could replicate, but with this type of information. The prompting here is a bit different because, of course, we have to add that the example is just for the style purpose and don't have to take any type of reference from the example. This is very important because with the AI, it's very easy to do mistake, especially in this field, in this when it's about examples. So I don't suggest you to start using examples from the beginning, but after a bit, once you are really good in using it and you start being satisfied with the outputs, it's always our fault when the output doesn't represent what we wanted to do. Sometimes, very few times, the AI is a bit lazy. Can happen some days that we talk to each other, me and Dino, and write like today Claude is not really collaborating, right? It happened, but most of the time it's our fault. We simply write down the correct prompt. So that's just to add another point of what we could do. Okay, I will switch back to our slide very fast, and after Dino will show to us another example. You see again my screen, right?
Yeah, it works.
Yes.
Yes, yes, it works. Yes.
That's great. Here you can read with calm after the slide that we prepared, but I will switch directly to the next. That is the CV analysis, the resume analysis. A lot of you, we have some client that we created an infrastructure that do this. But we know that a lot of you lose a lot of time to analyze CV, and you have a huge amount of CV. Everything is with a different formatting. It will arrive in PDF, arrive in probably JPEG, Word, etc. And every time you need to, before understanding the CV, adapting, reading the information that you need, a lot of time you also have to write down with your company standard. We have clients that also have to store all the CV with their own standard, not with standard that the client sent. And that's also a huge amount of work. At the moment, in this example, we will see how the AI will analyze all the CV and will give us a resume talking about each and every candidate. Why we don't go deeper in this topic? We will go in the following webinars, as these are definitely something that when we are talking about CV is about privacy. Here we should definitely have a good infrastructure, everything hosted. And so that's why we will not go deep in this webinar. But Dino, if you want to go ahead, we will go directly with the example that is easier.
Absolutely.
I will interrupt again.
And there we go. So again, as Simone was saying, context. I have a number of CVs. I have one Europass, one done on Canva, one done in PDF. One is from an 18-year-old, one from a 50-year-old. They're all different. I cannot find the information. One wrote the information from the most recent to the most old. The other one did the opposite, and it's a mess. So what do? I say, AI, help me out. I throw in, as Simone was saying before, you can upload examples, you can upload documents, you can upload PDFs, pictures, anything you want. So we put in, obviously, fake CVs in this case, but you can see there are 5 CVs from 5 different people. And again, this is not what we wrote. We asked AI, if you had to do this, what information would you need? And so we go ahead and give the context. HR professional, received 5 CVs for an AI engineer position. So the job description worked. We're looking for someone with. And so, again, somebody might say, tell me which one is the best. Yeah, based on what? You have to give me what you're looking for in order for me to tell you who's the best. So this is what we're looking for. And what do you have to do? You have to extract information from each CV, create a comparison table, and provide a ranking. So it not only extracts the information and makes it digestible, but it also helps me out in in ranking the different people. Extraction requirements. This is what you have to extract. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Output format. I just want, we wrote down Markdown, which is the what's it called? Like the language programming for speaking to computers. Okay, so when you, for example, if you go on WhatsApp and you put the double, like the little star, it bolds the text. That's because of Markdown. But anyway, it just creates a table. You will see it before. Yeah, you will see it after. And so this is what you have to put in the table. And it gives us the table, which is not only useful for me to go through and say, okay, Emma, current location, good. These three have to relocate. The experiences in this range, AI machine learning framework. I can go ahead. It's not extremely easy to navigate, but it's a lot better than reading through 5 whole documents. But if we wanted to go even further, these people that I'm looking to hire might have to work in a tech team or with a CTO or with a tech lead or with a manager, whatever. I might want to also show this manager the people that I'm looking to hire. And so what can I do? Not only all of this information that is basically the output of the CVs, but I also say, can you give me an interactive presentation of this table? And AI goes ahead and creates this thing, which is basically the table from before with steroids, that I can basically send here on Claude. I can publish this artifact, which means that it gives you a link that it's published on the internet. And I can go ahead and share this table, possibly with the CTO, and he or she can go in and say, okay, Emma, top ranked because location is fine, experience, Python skills, machine learning frameworks, and it's extremely easy to go through this compared to reading 5 CVs. And so if I want to optimize my time and optimize the person that I'm talking to's time, I can do this.
And also here is valid the example thing. Basically, but how to upload an example on ChatGPT or Claude. For doing these artifact things is more a Claude things. You see on the right side of the screen, there is an eye and 2 symbols of that is the code symbol. Of course, this is brought all in HTML. Here, we can copy the code of an old artifact and we can paste it in the chat. Like this Claude will have this as an example or another one. And we can create another artifact with other information based on an old one. So we can use the same standard. We can create also draft. We don't necessarily have to do an artifact that we have to use, but we have to create one for the example purpose that we will send every time to the AI. If we go forward in this chat and we say, good, I like this artifact, it's perfect. Can you generate me an examples one without data that I can use it simply for giving context in a next chat with Claude? And that's really useful. That's really useful. And this makes all the difference. Don't be afraid to ask things to AI. In the worst case, cannot do. But most of the time, it's surprise the things that the AI can do. Simply, we don't know yet the things that we can do. Simply, curiosity is really, really important in these things, and also a bit of laziness, because laziness permits us really to ask the AI to do the things and not do by ourselves.
Exactly. Whenever you're using AI at first, imagine if I only had 30 minutes to do this, what are the steps that I would absolutely need to do myself? So maybe the strategic process or reviewing some kind of information, or what is something that if my life depended on me, I would try to delegate. And then you go from there. Because today also we're trying to give you some reference points of things you can do. You might not need to create an HTML colorful presentations in your work. Yes, but you might need to use it somewhere else. Or again, this is a table for comparing CVs, but this could become a presentation in exactly the same way because it's the same programming language. And just also as a reference for later, if on Claude or GPT, basically anywhere you want to upload anything, you will probably find a plus sign down here, and you'll be able most often also to connect your Google Drive or OneDrive directly, so you can look up stuff in there. Or with Claude recently, you can connect different services. It might be the calendar, Gmail. There might also be Asana. You can see all of them, and they're added every single day. Fireflies, HubSpot, Indeed, everything. I will give the screen back to Simone.
That's great. And we will do again this exchange very fast. Confirm me again.
Yep, it
that
works.
You see, that's great. Now, this is the interview process. That's my favorite part and the most used part from us. We don't do interview, but we do video calls. And basically, the rule is the same. So it's an interaction between people. We like to record almost everything we do, as I said before, and I will repeat more time. For interviews, more delicate, of course. And I give already the disclaimer, but the things and the suggestion that we will show you here for the interview, you can use also for private brainstorm or meeting that you do internally. So you will see. The first of all is using a tool that permits you to have the transcript or the recording. Can be done with Fireflies, Phantom, all the other type of competitor. Also, you can have with the premium version of Google, of the Google services, the Teams, the Microsoft in general, also Copilot. So there are a lot. I don't have to explain this. You can simply write note taker on Google and they are all good and do the job. Second is simply copy the transcription and and paste it in a chat. This permits the AI to have a huge context, much bigger context than simply talking with the AI. Of course, imagine you have to write also an email. We will see also some example after. The email is an email that follow up a meeting. Imagine write an email from scratch with the AI and write an email attaching the transcription of the meeting. Of course, the AI, you doing a bit of prompting, will know all the context, will know exactly the purpose. And when I say what I want to write, and also adapt to the tone of voice of the discussion, because maybe it's a formal meeting, maybe it's a bit more informal meeting. AI can do all of the difference thanks to a transcription. That's for a meeting in general, okay? Of course, after everything we show, the purpose of this example is to write down information on the 8 yes, and we use Team Taylor as an example. I will give again the control to Dino. Like this, he can show directly what we did. That's also something that we did a more structured way with one of our clients. They use Team Taylor. That's why we use this for the example. And in the following webinar, we will show also more these things, how we did more more with the infrastructure of the company, because this is important also for you to know how to do this. But now we will show to you the easy way of using a transcription to write down information on the ATS.
Exactly, and you're gonna see that it's gonna be a long chat and very complex, but it's gonna be the last one. It was only 3 of them. This complex. So as you can see, we're going from the outside to the inside. We wrote the job description. We have the CV analysis. Now we did the interviews. As Simone was saying, I recorded the interview. Obviously, this one's fake, but I upload it, so it has the whole context. Then I go in the prompt. And again, I'm an HR manager, the pharmaceutical company, Now we know the story, but I have to repeat it to AI every single time. Eventually, they're going to come up with a working memory, but it's not the case yet. So it's better to repeat it every single time. What I want to do now, the end goal is to fill my ATS with the least time possible from my side. So step 1, again, and we help AI think clearly. Key points extraction. From the interview, extract the points that I care about, which are, and again, we didn't write them, we asked AI based on the previous chats, which one are the points that you should include in the prompt, and voila. So extract the points. Step 2, create a structured candidate profile that is a recap of what I need. Step 3, we actually wanted to go forward and said, let's say I'm using Teamtailor. I don't only need the information in something, in a format that could go into a document, but I need to put them in Teamtailor. So these are the fields that I have to fill in, prepare the input so that I only have to copy it and paste it from one side of the screen to the other. And then step 4, follow-up communication draft. So obviously, if I were a person, if this was my job, I would split this in two. But the first part is analyze what came out in the meeting based on what I'm looking for. Then I separate and say, okay, I want to go forward with this one, write a draft email saying, interview was great, I can see you again at this time, so we can proceed in this way, or rejection. Before the webinar, we sent around some, some surveys, and a lot of you said it's a lot of wasted time with candidates that we do not want to move forward with, but we still have to dedicate time and effort to them. And so, for example, this is a way to save on it. And so we go ahead. AI takes 34 seconds. It thinks, so writes down the steps of what it did, and voila. And then it goes ahead and says, step 1, key points extraction. These are all the important things that came up in the, It's in the interview. Then step 2, structured candidate profile, what I could copy and paste into a document. And in all the different sectors and all the different sections that I specified. Strengths, development areas, cultural fit assessment, and again, I'm not going to read through all of this. Recommendation, proceed to next round. Interesting. Step 3, ATS ready formats, and as you can see, it's more of a or more of a computer looking format. But if these are the fields that I have to fill in, then I can go ahead and just copy and paste this one and put it into Teamtailor. And it's a long thing. And then I have step 4, follow-up communications draft. These are the emails. It doesn't mean that I need to copy and paste this and just send it without, mindlessly, without reading. But being able to start from this is a 25 minutes email. It takes 25 minutes to write this. So I can start from this and then adjust. It has the whole context on from the conversation. So I was particularly impressed by your extensive experience in implementing AI solutions in pharmaceutical environments. These are the reasons why we might want to move forward. Then, go ahead. No, okay, no worries. Then I might also ask and say, just like before, I sent the CVs to the CTO because I want to let him know that these are the people that we're looking to. And then I might say, we spoke to one of them. We spoke to, I don't know, John, and this is what we think. So email to CTO, and this is what's in the email. And again, it's not important the content right now, but it's how many things you can do with AI that you thought you had to do with your own hands. And then, last cherry on top, we said, let's, as Simone was saying, we also build some systems that directly go into Teamtailor, because you can do a lot of things with $0 to $20 a month, but you have to copy and paste a lot. But there are some things that might not need your interaction.
And so, and usually we also reverse engineer what the people done, not using prompting, but reverse engineering. That means that the output usually is very similar to what you usually do, even better if it's possible. But sorry, go ahead, Dani.
No, exactly. And so imagine that you could go from the transcription up here, just, walk away from the computer for 5 minutes, and then you open Teamtailor. In your candidates, you find John Smith under the position for AI engineer. The profile is filled in, and you have all the different fields that you needed, and you're probably going to be more familiar than me with this interface, and you're going to have everything filled in, as well as the emails, I don't know, either in draft in your, I don't know, email, whatever, or they might be in a document, or something might have sent you the email drafts. So this is everything that you can do with AI, still with basically for free.
If you want, to show also very fast the email example and the administrative task, The one with
Sure. Absolutely. Following on the same trail, just like we did the interview, the email draft here for this specific person, I might do it at scale. So let's say, and again, that email was very structured, but I write in a different way than Simone and in a different way than all of you. So for example, in here, if I wanted to train AI to write emails just like me, I would give him some examples of emails that I wrote. And this is something that I do because I don't like writing emails. So this is a very concrete example from my side. So it has 3 examples, and I'd say, and analyze the style, draft emails for, quindi analyze the style is something that remains. You can basically have a prompt to give AI every single time it has to speak like you. And again, I have something like this for myself. And then I might say, okay, draft emails for these 3 candidates, Emma, James, and Sophia, because some of them might be, we might be interested in moving forward with, some not so much. And so they're different emails, but again, I can just go in, give it a look, copy and paste, and then send it. And I saved a ton of time. If I have the interviews or if I have the ATS connected, it has the whole context. If I have any previous documents or any previous artifacts, even from the ones that we showed you today, it has the whole context. And so I can move quicker and quicker. All good until now. Should I go to the last?
Yes. We'll be very fast. That these are just some example of administrative tasks. The first 2 that came to our mind, because there are, you name it, of course, and just to widen a bit your perspective of what you can do with AI. So we will go very fast and not focus too much on the prompt, but more on the results and the input that we give.
Exactly, all reference points. So in this case, the situation is I'm an HR that also handles a little bit of finance from the employee side. So my people went out for lunch or went out and bought some things with, company credit cards, and now I have to insert these expenses into the whatever system that we might use. So again, HR administrator at company Malta. The context is these are the company policies. So whatever comes in, it's gonna categorize it automatically. And then I explain to him, to AI, what it has to do. So extract this kind of data, create an Excel ready table, and then also flag any issue, and then draft an email to finance and summary plus visualize it. It's gonna be easier to see it. Also, these receipts are 1, fake, 2, made with AI. And so again, another thing that you can do.
With Claude itself, we simply ask to the chat like you are seeing to generate fake chats. All with the same chat we use, basically giving the context of the brainstorm with me and Dino. We said all the topic to generate all the prompt in the same chat. We generate all this stuff. Just to give you the example of what you can do.
And so first it says, and again, this is why you need to stay around the computer for a little bit. I have 5 receipts, but 2 of them I don't think are okay. And so I say, yeah, they're not covered, but include them with 3 exclamation marks. The second one was for a client, and then yes in euros. And so from 5 pictures that I uploaded of receipts, I have this Excel ready table that I can just go ahead, copy and paste on Excel. But why stop here? Then I go ahead and say, okay, flag any issues so that I can, AI can know anything. And then we draft an email to finance. Dear finance team, this is the situation. This is the total submitted expenses. This is the VAT. These are the ones approved for reimbursement. And just so you know, these are the ones that have an issue. And then I send an employee summary. So I might want to write back to the employee, this is what you gave me, this is what went through, this is what didn't. So for next time, what to look for. And again, these are just different applications of this. Just like it might not be some, very spot situations, but it might be that at the end of the month, I download the expense reports from the bank and I have to do something with it. I might have to upload it into a CRM, ERP, whatever it is. And so I can go again, HR manager, also handle some administrative duties. I need to prepare the monthly financial summary from our company's bank statement. Context. Taran, 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 taran. These are the different kinds of expenses. Step 1, transaction extraction and categorization. Out of the 97,000 different names that companies go under, so apple.com/paypal/cloud/ all that different stuff. Okay, categorize it. Is it marketing? Is it operations? Is it clients' expenses? What is it? Step 2, summary table. And then step 3, pattern analysis. Let's just, exaggerate. Let's see what we can do with it. Action items, email to accounting, budget impact note, anything. And again, you're going to be able to go back, look at the video, and stop to see everything that we wrote down. So first, from this structured but not really clear bank statement, I can go ahead and see all the different transactions. These are salaries, these are office and operations, HR, software. Okay, beautiful. Tables. Expenses by category plus the percentage of total expenses. Top 10. Recurring monthly expenses. Pattern analysis. There are some duplicate charge. Interesting. There is some undocumented cash withdrawal. Interesting. So this is stuff that I might not have been able to notice if I, Dino or Simone, would have looked at it. So these are the things that after all of this you should keep an eye on. And then this is the email to accounting to say, good morning, this is the situation, this is the expense breakdown, plus keep an eye on these things for these regions. And again, it might be any any situation, any use. You might just want to share this. You might want to use this as input to rediscuss some expenses. We had feedback from the marketing department that they're not really using this tool anymore. They might want to switch. This is the situation. This is what we're paying now. This is what we're gonna end up paying. All this kind of stuff. Again, reference points, a ton of stuff that you can do. Do not expect to be able to do this tomorrow, but if you look at the webinar and you take some time to go ahead, look back at the video, read some of the different chats and understand the logics and just try, you'll be able to get in the flow.
Yes, we prepared also a document that is a recap of all the prompting that we use in this webinar. We have to double check it because it was made by AI, but let's double check it and we can add it to the slides. Like this, you can have also a document with all the prompt. You can start from that and can be a useful tool. I will go back to the presentation very fast. Of course, we jump some slides because are more for the purpose of reading it alone after than for the webinar. Confirm again that you see.
Yep.
Perfect. So about this webinar, we saw everything that is about free tool or with a limited budget. We didn't even consider, if not with transcription, the compatibility of more than one tool. That actually we use around 4 or 5 in our day-to-day use. So you can imagine that with 50, 60 euros a month of budget, you can have really a co-worker with you. But of course, that's more for personal usage without company information. Everything that is more about a professional usage. You are a company, you want to use AI in your processes, you have to do something a bit more different. More powerful than what we showed today, but is more about adapting the infrastructure and everything that is about the process. Not a mess, it's very easy, but of course, just to be compliant and to work better. In the next webinars, in the following one, that's after Karen, maybe you can repeat the date because I don't have in my mind right now. Basically, we will see the maximizing of everything that is in the interview process, everything automatized. And in the first webinar, everything that is more the system integration in webinar itself. So it's something a bit more interesting, a bit more advanced, of course, and require infrastructure for sure. So
that
Karen,
was
if you
it.
wanted,
And exactly.
Yeah.
And so Karen, I saw she opened her microphone. We're now open for
Yes.
questions, either raising hands or in the chat.
Yes, yes. So
Anyway,
we have a question. So before I proceed, so the next webinar is today week on the 19th, and then the final one is on the 26th, all of them at the same time. Okay, so today, 19th and 26th. There is one comment in the chat, but primarily I wish to thank you also for making the disclaimer, and some people joined late, so no harm in mentioning it again. We need to be very mindful of the AI law and to make sure that everything is compliant with the regulation. Have it in Malta, there's a lot of talk about it at the moment, so it's very important that we're compliant with the law. So Marta made a comment. As a regular Copilot Sonnet Fireflies user, I can only add that after posting the transcript, ask a general question to AI tool about the conversation topic to be sure that, for example, Copilot has thoroughly familiarized itself with the file and is not hallucinating answers or conversation topics. Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
yes, I even add that most of the time it to hallucinate. Because we forgot actually, thanks Marta to this comment. We are really used to use prompting and everything that we forgot something. Yes, in the transcript, when you add the transcript, I always explain what we talk about in the call. I don't have any more this problem because giving just some comment of in this call we talk about this and this was the goal. After this I have to do this, etc., etc. This helped me a lot to not have hallucination. If I don't give the context of the call, yes, can hallucinate AI and misunderstand what the call was about, because of course the AI don't know who the person are. Maybe is not in every call we introduce ourselves, no, and we say what we do and everything. Maybe we know
Yes.
each other by a lot of time and we simply start talking. It's important to give this. Usually Claude, in the recent period, but also ChatGPT before, have the context of also other chats. So what happened? If I say something to Claude about this call and everything, I also add in the recent period I'm testing, I say, you know about us, you have a huge amount of transcription before, and he say yes, and he knows. If I ask question about previous chat, he answer. So you have everything in memory, and that's something that we can use. Be scared about that a bit, but also use it because this permits us also to widen a bit the perspective of using AI. So we can ask really a lot of things. A suggestion is be lazy, not in the prompting, but in discovering what AI can do. Because let's do AI the job and we will discover things that we also asked we don't know, because every day we discover new usage simply asking it. So and the technology is improving really a lot. Everything that is about the bank statement and the analysis some month ago wasn't really possible. Not technically, because we could do, but the output wasn't satisfying at all. Now we tried before the webinar, because of course we don't use all these things in the day-to-day, incredibly better. So every day AI is improving, and things that now is not possible, maybe in 1 month will be. So never stop trying, never stop trying to do things, and is impressing also ourselves that we do this for as a job, the things that can be done with AI. And as I said, compliant is a limitation, but with the infrastructure and everything that permit you to be compliant, enlarge even more the possibility that you can do with the AI. So you can do even more things, just to add. So don't be scared about this topic.
exactly. And on the hallucination topic, if I may add, it's a word that was thrown around a lot, that it's used, and it felt like, there was a time
Yes.
where when people said hallucination, it made them feel like they knew about AI. As you could see in a lot of the chats, we always ask, we always ask you to recap information or extract the main information from the CV, recap what we talked about in this call. It's not that either we are stupid or we think that the AI is stupid. It's just that we can make sure that the information is correct. It's almost as if I could see the different, thinking processes, and if anything went wrong, I can correct it right there. If I don't, if I just say, write an email back to John, but I don't know, I'm not sure of what information AI has, the email might be completely off topic. And so, in the same way, AI is a statistic model. It gives you the most likely answer based on what it understood the context is. If we make sure that we validate the context step by step, we can be more sure of the answer AI gives.
Thank you so much. If anyone has a question, please feel free to speak now or share it in the chat. And I think you were very clear, actually. Okay. So we can close this chat. This afternoon, Marzena from FHRD will send you a copy of the presentation and also the recording. The recording will be available. We'll send you the link via WeTransfer, and it will be available only for the next 2 days to download. So we suggest you do it as soon as you receive the email. Andrea, Simone, thank you so very much. We'll see you today week. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank
Have a
you
good
so
day.
much.